What's up? This is Dillard. Down here at the family reunion, Hairston Family Reunion. This is my family, and just going to do a little documentary on my family. See who everyone is and where they are from. All right, here we go. Yeah, I'm actually shooting.
Hi, cousin Emma. How you doing? Good, good.
I'm doing a little family documentary right now. Just state who you are and where you're from.
Is it on?
Yes, it's on.
Hey, peace. Weston James from Middletown, Delaware. Eugene Hairston is my grandfather. That's how we go.
Right, though. Alrighty.
Andre, this is not the cop.
Let's introduce who you are and where you're from.
I'm James from Delaware. Eugene Hairston was my father. Tom Hairston.
Tom Hairston.
Good to be here.
Always clap your hands.
Name is and where you're from.
Okay, my name is Joe Wick. I'm from North New Jersey, and I'm Josephine Hairston Tennessee's great-granddaughter.
Alright. That's good.
Okay.
Well, my name is Pam Hairston. My father was Raymond Hairston Jr. His dad was Raymond Hairston, son of Pete and Billy Hairston.
Gotcha. Alrighty. See who you are.
I am not a member of the family directly, but indirectly. I am Pam's boyfriend.
Yes.
From New York.
New York.
New York, New York.
And I'm from right here. My name is Paul Hampton. My mother is Glenda Hampton, who is the daughter of Raymond Hairston Sr. And Raymond Hairston Sr. was the son of Pete and Lily Hairston. So we just all look like a great Hairston.
I heard that.
Love each other.
Exactly.
Can't beat that.
Exactly. Thank you. I'm sorry, what was that?
The rustic alleyway.
Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Andre Dillard. Just to get a little footage on film right now of family. And just say where you're from. Right. Gotcha. Alrighty.
Your mother is Erlene.
I got you. Erlene Hairston.
Hairston, daughter of
Raymond Hairston.
Lois Hairston.
Gotcha.
And Raymond is the son of
Pete and Lily Hairston.
Gotcha.
My name is Karen, and I'm from Newcastle, Delaware. And my mother and father, their names are Helen and Sam.
Thank you. Pardon me, ladies. I'm doing a mini movie right now. Getting information on our family, so you can state your name, where you're from, and your parents, or where you come from.
I'm from Hampton. And Raymond Hairston is my father. Lord, Virginia Scales is my mother. But she was married to Raymond Hairston. That's her maiden name. I live in Ashton, Virginia right now.
Okay.
That's where I live.
Alrighty.
But I'm a
Harston.
Actually, and my mom's maiden name is Henry. She married Dillard, which is my dad's name is Samuel Dillard.
Okay.
Now Samuel and Helen.
Oh, Sam. Yeah.
Hampton Dillard.
Okay.
So that's her maiden name.
Okay. Alrighty, and ma'am. Oh, I'm sorry.
My dad is Lily and Pete.
Nice. All right, thank you, ma'am. May I please state your name, where you're from, and who your parents are? Alrighty.
And the eyes, too.
Alrighty. Nice. And where you're from? I heard that. We in the home. Alrighty. Thank you very much. I need you to state who you are and where you're from. So we're shooting a movie right now.
Okay. Oh, I'm on it already?
Yes.
Hi. I'm Renee Ventures. Newark, Delaware.
Right? So who your parents are?
My parents, Carlise and Ernie Demonia. I gotta write a paper for this next time. Give me next time around. But hey, we here in North Carolina, turn up reunion.
Yep. Building. All right, and moving on. Come on, you guys. I'm actually shooting a movie right now of my family. I'm need everyone to state who you are and where you're from, and who your parents were. So I actually have it documented on film. So we start over here.
My name's Paul Dillard, son of Alice Dillard Thompson. My grandmother was Mary Dillard. My great grandmother was Mary Dillard. My grandfather was Sam Dillard. My uncles were Sam Dillard Jr., James Allen Dillard. Grew up in Eaton, North Carolina. Family moved to Delaware. I moved with them. Left there and went to the West Coast and been there the last 40-some years.
Nice. Alrighty, and next?
My name is Lawson. I live in Pittsburgh. Raymond and Pete Hairston are my grandparents. My mother's Priscilla. She's the baby of the kids. And I'm just here with my family, like you.
Yes.
Enjoying this moment.
I heard that. And you, sir?
My name is Samuel Dalton, middle name is Sam. My mother's name was Connie Moria. And my grandparents was named Martha and
Martha Dillard.
Dillard, Moria, and what was your granddad's name, boy?
Abbott.
Abbott Moria.
Abbott Moria.
Nice.
Abbott Moria. Yes, sir.
I heard that.
This is really Harrison. Pete.
Nice.
Pete Hairston.
Alrighty. Thank you very much, you guys. In Eden, North Carolina.
I was going to call you.
I heard that. And we're here. And, sir, state your name, who you are, where you're from, and, who your parents were.
My name is Antonio Crockett. My mom is Carlise Crockett. Her mom is Emma Dillard, so she's one of the Dillards from Wilmington, Delaware. I live in Barron now. First time in North Carolina, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to meet all my new family members, and I can't wait for the next one.
Right, though. We are now recording.
Okay, we're recording. My name is Morris Scales. I'm from Wilmington, Delaware. My mother is Grace Hairston Scales. My father is Elwood Scales. I'm married. Got 2 children. My wife is named Phyllis. My oldest daughter is Phyllis, and my youngest daughter is Anya. And this is what 8 August, right?
Yeah, 8 August.
Okay, so that's all I got to say.
All right, thank you very much for your time.
Every time I'm retired,
All right, we are now live.
My name is Patricia Hampton. I'm the daughter of James Donald Hampton Lawyer. My grandparents are Billy and Linnell Hampton and Cubis Hampton.
All right, and where you're from?
I'm from Wilmington, Delaware.
Oh, really?
And my father lives in Richburg, Connecticut, and my brother and my nephew is here.
Nice. All righty, thank you very much. All right.
Hi, I'm Carlise Demonia. I was born Carlise Arne Dillard. I am the granddaughter of Russell Dillard, who is the son of Callie. My mother was Emma Dillard, and they originated from Eden, North Carolina.
Nice. That's good.
That's
You next?
My name is Damon Currington, son of Charles Smith, and
everybody else here. I'm meeting for the first time except her and her sister, which we grew up together and never knew we was related.
Right. It's pretty crazy, right? I've been doing it all day. I'm like, whoa. Okay.
I'm like, oh, I see Dad first.
You are?
Hello, my name is Tiara Dillard. I am from Wilmington, Delaware. I am the granddaughter of Emma Brinkley Dillard and Russell Dillard and another Emma Dillard.
Alrighty.
Well, I am Belinda Hampton White Watkins. Standing with me, I have my brother Kendall Hamilton.
Hi, this is Kendall Hampton.
I also have our only uncle that's left on our mother's side, which is James Donnie Hampton. And we're out of the Dillard clan from Martha Dillard Moyer of Eden, North Carolina.
I heard that. Yeah.
James Donald down here enjoying myself.
I heard that. That's what we're supposed to do. You know, I'm trying to get to know my family, have everything on the book.
I'm James Donald Hampton. I was born in Moyer Town by Miss Patty Scales. She was a midwife during that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was born, my father and mother, when they got married, they used to live in a little house on the corner of A.V. Lane's house. It was slaughtered here on the slaughter pen.
Mm.
That's where when I was born, Miss Patty Scales, and then I married, and I went to Delaware. I left there and went to Wilmington, Delaware.
Mm-hmm.
I stayed in Wilmington, Delaware. In 1955, in 1955, I left Delaware and went to Bridgeport, Connecticut. In Bridgeport, Connecticut, I lived with my cousin, Wesley Hairston.
Mm-hmm.
Hairston and Moyers and Scales, we all family.
I heard that.
And so when I left there, I came back. That's how I came back home to see my people. And
Right.
Here on a vacation, not on a vacation, but a family reunion.
I heard that.
And it was delighting to get here because it was so long of me, seeing them, and so many of them is gone on me.
Right.
And I'm delighted to be here with them today, and it really did something for me to be with them,
Oh, yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. So I'm down here now with my son and my grandson. And all three of us named Hampton. My name is James Donald Hampton. My son, he's James, and his son is James Donald Hampton. So three to highway.
Yeah, right.
Three to highway. Yeah, three to highway.
You got 3G in the building, three generations.
Three to highway. Them are my people, and these, I'm thankful with all of them, man. And I'm so glad to see you.
Right.
I wouldn't miss this for Scale, all of this family.
Right.
That's all right.
I heard that.
So that's about the size of that, brother. And thank you for it.
Oh, man, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I do too.
I would like to also add that we're the children of Francis Hamilton, and Linnell Matkins, which was Linnell Moyer, was my grandmother that raised me. And I presently live in Danville. Kendall lives in Delaware.
And her mother was a Dillard like you, from the Dillard clan.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, we're in the
Dillard clan.
We're in the Dillard
Team Dillard. That's it. Lifetime members.
Yeah,
we come from the Dillard plantation.
Yeah, we the Dillard. My grandmother was a Martha Dillard. She married a Martha Moyer, Albert Moyer, and her mother was named Mary Dillard. So that's where we started from there. But before, I'm not familiar with it because I can't just recall that.
Yeah.
We all Dillard. That was Jacob Dillard. He was, so that's the family that I know, and I'm 80 years old, and I'll be 81 at the end of this
81.
month. I'll be, well, let me say 81. I'm 81.
Right.
I'll be, last this month I'll be 81. So I ain't picked that up there yet. I gotta wait.
Yeah.
I'm not pushing. I tell them I don't mind them get there, but it carry me with them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. He said, I ain't caught it to it yet.
Yeah. I'm 80. I'm 80. I'm running 80. I ain't hit 81.
Right.
So I'm close.
Mm-hmm.
That's a blessing.
All right. Yeah. And I've been blessed And all my life, I've been pretty healthy until a few months ago. I had to take a operation, a gallstone and a pancreas operation.
Mm-hmm.
I never been to the doctor. I never, been in the hospital.
Yeah.
I've been blessed.
I heard that. God is good.
Been blessed by a long shot.
Yes.
Yeah. I was working construction work. I worked on. I was in the same thing that most all of us builders.
Mm-hmm.
That's where our family come from. There was plaster, cement finishes like that with hand,
Mm-hmm.
and then we built houses.
Nice.
So that was just my man.
Alrighty, thank you all very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
No problem. I'm just, like I said, I'm just trying to get my family history, see everybody is and where you come from.
Yeah, you got it.
You know what I mean? It's one thing, you're trying to find everything on paper. It's another thing you get it on video, have everything documented.
Have it. That's right.
So, yeah. I got you. We're going to start off by saying who you are, where you're from.
Sweet daddy. Well, I'm Charlie Smith.
Alrighty.
I guess I'm part Moya and part Dillard.
Mm-hmm.
My grandfather was a Moya, my grandmother was a Dillard. And so we all tied up in together.
Tell them where you live.
Right now I live in Reedsville, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
But I got some friends and family members in Delaware. I guess we call Wilmington, Delaware home at that area, or at least the state of Delaware.
Yes.
And but I'm glad to be here. I missed the last couple of family reunions because I was sick. I was sick this time, but I was determined to try to make it this time, especially since it was so close. It was close the last time either. Mm-hmm. I was living in Virginia Beach one time when they had it in Virginia Beach.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and I just couldn't make it. Mm-hmm. But I'm really enjoying myself. A lot of folks I haven't seen since we were kids when we were growing up. Mm-hmm. So, but I'm enjoying myself. But I'm gonna feel it when I leave here because I'm gonna be so whipped and tired.
Oh yeah, it's definitely an event.
Be good tired.
Yeah, good tired. The good tired is the best tired.
So it's a nice event. Mm-hmm. Glad to be able to participate and be involved. All right now.
Okay, I'm Linda Hampton. I live here in Eden, North Carolina. I'm the daughter of Early Hairston. I am the granddaughter of Raymond Hairston. He is the son of Peter and Lily Hairston. And I would like to say to everyone, thank you so much for making this family reunion such a sweet one. I love you all.
Yes, thank you. It's fine.
I'm Brenda Hairston Hampton Wood. I am the granddaughter of Early Hairston Martin, who is the daughter of Raymond Hairston and Lois. Raymond is the son of Peter and Lily Hairston. Raymond was born in 1905 in Eden, North Carolina, previously known as Leakesville, to Peter and Lily. He is one of 13 siblings. He passed in 1985 in April from a heart attack.
Oh.
And he had, his other siblings are Kelsey, Felix, Albert, Eugene. Those are his brothers. And his sisters were Gracie, Josephine, Ruby, Priscilla, Ellen, and Magaline, and Madeline, and one more with an M, I can't think of it. So anyway, it was a lot of them, and I am just fortunate to be his granddaughter. I have a daughter, her name is Nayla Lynn Hampton. She's in her second year of college at Capital University in Columbus, Ohio. I also graduated from North Carolina A&T. I hold 2 advanced degrees, one in IT and one in my MBA as well.
Nice.
And I work at the Pentagon in Washington, D.C., where I am a deputy chief for the Management Support Office Division and the HR branch chief.
Ooh.
I am married and 1 child. That's it. No grandchildren.
Nice.
Any questions?
My question is really just trying to get a little history on everybody else.
I also have 5 siblings. I have a twin sister. Her name is Linda Hampton. She married a Hampton as well.
Yes.
5 names of the same.
Okay.
And I have an older sister, Theresa Dawn Hairston Galloway. A brother, William Hairston. Another brother, Jerry David Hairston, who died in 2013 of January from heart attack. And I have a baby sister who also passed in 1994. Her name was Cecilia.
Mm-hmm.
And they all got children too. So I have a total of 15 nieces and nephews.
Woo! Big spread.
Big spread. Big spread.
Nice.
They're all beautiful children. Really
Awesome.
And I would say how many great nieces and nephews I have, but I haven't met them all. So
Right.
I don't know
You lost count.
No, I don't know the count. I think the count is something like 8.
Okay.
About 8.
Okay.
So,
Nice. Well, thank you very much for your time and info.
How's everybody doing? I'm Marcus Hampton. I'm originally from Eden, North Carolina. And that's pretty much it. My mom is Linda Hampton. My grandmother is Earlene Martin. I've been living in Eden pretty much all my life. Still residing here. And I'm so glad to be here. Hairston Family Reunion. See you all. I love you all.
All right. Thank you very much. Parents over and around.
Okay, married her. You can say that too. Kathy James, daughter of Elizabeth James, granddaughter of Virginia Harrison.
All right. Okay.
All right.
All the people, Titus Sanders, son of Tracy Sanders, grandson of Amy Sanders, great-grandson of Priscilla Lawson, Pittsburgh, PA.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, my name is Deborah Starling Collins. My mother was Ruth Starling, Ruth Wood Starling. My father was Thurman Starling. His mother was Mary Ellen Harrison of the Hairston clan, and his father was Edward Starling. I'm Mrs. Wayne.
Okay.
I didn't know this was your father. This is my cousin.
All right. And you are?
Oh, you know that with me.
I'm Antonio.
You're my cousin too.
Resident of Eden, North
I
Carolina.
was telling you, you're very manable. Yes,
Earlier Harrison.
nice girl.
Linda Hampton is my mother. She's over there. Earlene Harrison is my grandmother, and my granddaddy Raymond is son of Pete Lily, and which granddaddy Raymond is married to Lois, which is my grandmother as well. And pretty much it. There's family. I can name a lot of people, but it might take me a lot of time. But I'm just glad to know that I have a huge family that is very kind and loving. Likes to travel far to meet other family.
Yes, it is. All right. Thank you very much. And now we have over here.
Kelly Starling. I'm the daughter of Deborah. Right over there. And my grandfather was Thurman Starling. And his mother is Ellen Harrison, who is the eldest daughter of Pete Lily.
All right.
Grew up near Eden, and this is the pictures of her reunion, her family reunion. But we're going to start in this area here, talking about that Sharon, when Sharon was here, she found 3 of her relatives listed in this list. These people came to this area of Sourtown, which is in the Eden section of Rockingham County. And they came from Antigua, from sugar plantation. And we think of slavery, you can read this anytime, but as a condition. But here we have names of actual people and the humanity of the condition when we think about those folks who lived through this. But they came from Antigua, and we think of workers on tobacco plantation as really harsh and really hard. But in Antigua, the life expectancy on a sugar plantation of a sugar plantation worker was 7 years. So when they came here, they worked on a tobacco plantation for Mr. Farley and his son, and they brought 100 people, and it doesn't say what vehicle they came over on, but in a minute you can look at this about the passage of enslaved people who came over on these slave ships that was so harsh and degrading. But if you just take a minute to look at these things, that was part of the manor house, just a part of it that survived. But it was still in the 1700s when they came over and brought those 100 people to work on their plantation. And they usually had overseers, worked 15 to 18 hours a day, and the women worked just as hard and right beside the men out in the fields. And they said the house workers had it a little easier, but they were on call every minute of the day. But when Mr. Farley sold, what was the next fellow's name? There's Mr. Farley, and then there was the Broadnax, Robert Broadnax. He had the slaves. They were sold to Robert Broadnax and the whole plantation in 1854. And when he died, his property was divided and the people were divided for each child. And so they have the names of those people. You might be interested in seeing those names, and they've got a biography of the 92 of the 100 people brought to Sourtown. So you might want to look through them. From Antigua to Sourtown. Thank you for mentioning that.
So Sourtown was called that before it was called Eden?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's in the Leaksville area. And there's an exhibit here you might want to see later if there's time to roam around. There were Sourtown Indians in that area before, and they dispersed and moved to South Carolina. Some of them might be part of the Lumbee Indians now, but that's where that area was, and then there were these plantations there later on. This is interesting, that brick wall, just because that's the end of the old courthouse that was built in 1906, and that's how thick those walls were and everything. But this is a very interesting part of the exhibit, but a very sad part too, about the passage on the slave ship. And if you look at this end, some of the children like to climb in here. This is where the men got to sleep. That little that space. And that was bad enough. They've got mirrors in there, so there's a light.
That's all the space they had.
That's all the space they had. But for 400 people, the journey was weeks and months.
I think typically this is cut in half. So there's one on top and one on
Well, no, they stacked them. And so that they call it tight packing. It's supposed to hold 400 people, and sometimes they hold 700 people. Stack people side by side, and there's mirrors in there so that you can see what it's like
from just being on one side.
And of course, you can imagine the thick.
So the mattedness of the hair came from defecation. And all that kind of stuff. So hence the locks. That was out. Yeah.
Right.
So, but it was naturally curly anyway.
Yeah. Well, I guess there's in there. Yeah. Okay. The lines are on. And this is a sculpture that an artist made that is off the coast of Grenada to memorialize the people who were lost at sea, because so many people died, ships wrecked, and this is a beautiful memorial for people who lost their lives on these terrible journeys. Then there's some happier journeys over here towards freedom, the Underground Railroad, and there's some false bottom wagons. The false bottom wagons, I thought that was really interesting that people could get there through all different ways. And there's a quote here from Harriet Tubman, and this symbol was a symbol during the abolitionist period of that movement. So when you see the kneeling African man that was identified as a symbol of that movement. And these are, and some instruments of entertainment and pleasure, and then some terrible instruments of enslavement over here. There's all kinds of things that help you relate to those folks that, were in this terrible time period. But there were also, you see the music, the banjos, and think about, they made their own happiness wherever they were.
The picture with the bar on the river, is that one of the rivers in Eden? Is that an actual depiction of that time during?
Yes, that's the baptism.
Downtown as well.
Sleeve collar.
Absolutely. Kitty Williams, who did the mural in the room where you just were, is also
14 lived. Among their offspring was a son named Peter B. Some say the B stands for Bud. Some say it stands for B-E-A, Hairston. He was born on July 16, 1870. Grandpa Peter grew up learning about the power of self-reliance. He saw Grandpa Ivy buy his own home and work his own land. He wanted the same thing for his family. Grandpa Peter's dreams took a big step forward when he met Lily P. Stoltz, who was born on March of 1873. They were married on March 27, 1892, by Reverend Aaron Galloway. In Leakesville, North Carolina, they built a life. Grandpa Peter worked at the spray cotton mill and on the railroad. Grandma Lily washed clothes for a private family. Grandpa Peter and Grandma Lily raised their family in Moyertown. They welcomed relatives into their home on Morgan Road. Grandma Lily's brother, Eugene Stoltz, lived there with them for a while. So did other grandchildren and nieces and nephews. It was a close community where everyone knew each other. Some neighbors had been together in the past. Others became new friends. Families stayed close, only selling and passing on land to people in their family. Some of Grand Pete and Grandma Lily's children left the South and headed north to cities like Pittsburgh, Newark, Detroit, Wilmington, Delaware. All right. Williamson, West Virginia, and cities in Maryland and in Virginia. Grandma Lily attended Mount Nebo Primitive Baptist Church in walking distance of their home. The house had a large front yard across the front, and a big shade tree sat in the front yard. Grandpa Peter had distinct features. At first glance, you might think he was Native American. One census lists him as mixed. His skin was red-toned. He had silver hair. Cousin Earlene Hairston Martin says, Grand Peter could tell you when it would rain and when the sun would shine. He didn't go to church. Instead, he did a lot of fishing on the bank of the Dan River. Every time I'd go by there, I'd see him. He stayed off to himself and raised a farm-sized garden. They had a lot of land. When Grand Peter died of a cerebral hemorrhage on August 20th, 1951, he left everything to his beloved wife, Lily P. Hairston, and the event of her passing to their children. Ellen, can we have anybody from Ellen's line please stand up? That's me. Okay. Raymond. Anybody from Raymond's line? Thank you. Eugene. Go. Felix. Okay, Albert, Rebecca, Gracie, Leona, Madeline, Priscilla, Kelsey, Ruby, and Josephine.
Leon in the back. They don't even know it though.
So, Grandpa Peter and Grandma Lily are buried in the Moyertown, Scalestown Cemetery, and we come from all of them. If we could all say, we are family.
We are family.
We are strong.
We are strong.
We are blood.
We are blood.
We are united.
We are united.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.